Welcome to the 12th Annual Naples International Film Festival. My name is David Filner, and I'm the Executive Vice President, Artistic Operations at Artis Naples. And on behalf of everyone at Artis Naples and the Naples International Film Festival, we'd like to thank you for joining us for this special TalkBack Q&A. We'd also like to thank our TalkBack Q&A sponsors, Stan and Saran Crosshaar, for their support. Now, it's my very great pleasure to introduce from the documentary feature film Amazing Grace, the director, Lynn Montgomery, and its two stars, Gracie and her mom, the Fishers. Welcome.
Thank you very much. We're honored to be here. I've always wanted to visit beautiful Naples, and so I'm visiting you virtually. So thank you for having our film in your beautiful festival.
Thanks. And where are the two of you? Actually, I assume you're in Santa Barbara,
yes.
Gracie? Okay.
Yep.
Well, first of all, it's an amazing story. It's an honor to really have you here, Gracie, to see what you've done and what you've been able to accomplish. Thank you for all of that. But as far as the film, Lynn, maybe you can talk a little bit. How did this happen? How did you find out about Gracie and sort of get this ball rolling?
Well, I have the great honor of having known Gracie for several years. My daughter and Gracie are good friends, and they went to high school together. So Gracie was a part of my life for many years, and I knew her as this, vivacious, active girl who played every instrument, who danced, who sang, who was, just invincible, and always had this incredible glow about her. And so when this happened, actually my daughter was at the birthday party where Gracie first became ill. And she called me from the party and she said, "Mom, I don't know what's going on, but Gracie's not here. Her grandma's brought out board games. Nobody knows what's going on, but it's something really bad." And so that was the first, we were from the ground floor, we were part of this whole journey of, of the illness of Gracie, and watched it happen and watched her amazing, recovery and her return to music. And then when it came about that she was going to be doing the symphony, I said that this is a movie. She's creating a symphony with just writing for every instrument in the orchestra, holding a mouth stick in her hand, in her mouth. And that is an incredible movie. I have to make that film. And so it was sometimes I would just show up over at her house with my iPhone. In fact, there's an incredible scene in the movie where Debbie is replacing her trach tube. That was the first thing that I filmed. And that was just on my iPhone. And I was over there, and Debbie said, "We're going to be changing her trach. Do you want to film it?" And I said, "Oh, okay." I didn't know I'd never seen that before. But that was also such an incredible, in a sense, a metaphor that they were completely open, that nothing would be off limits. And they would share everything with me. So I would just go to their house and, sometimes like a fly on the wall, and sometimes just like a good concerned friend or just a laughing friend, just to be there as part of their family and record it. And then we brought on, we had an incredible team that filmed the symphony, and I brought on another wonderful young filmmaker right out of film school that would tell me all the things out. "No, you can't do it that way, Lynn. You've got to do it this way." So it was a very small crew, and we shot it over a year period. And, it was very intimate. And he also, Alessio, who was the producer on the film and a cameraman, he's known Gracie since grade school. So the whole crew was very intimate. I don't think we could have done it with, an outside big crew coming in and asking them to be as open as they were. We were part of the family.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's what's going to be one of my questions to Gracie, not knowing the connection you had, because it is such an intimate portrait. And so how did it feel to have, your friend's mom, I guess, around filming you all during this period? Was it, do you think it was more or less comfortable having somebody that you knew in that role?
I never like felt like she was like filming a movie. It's actually kind of weird, like not having Lynn around now. But yeah, uh, it was kind of just us hanging out, honestly. And Lynn, yeah, would just have like her iPhone on and just film whatever we happened to be doing that particular day. So
Did
it
you
was
have
very real, yeah.
you or Debbie? Did you ever have any concerns about the trust? I mean, obviously Lynn did an amazing job in it, but that idea of bringing someone into your home, was that scary at all?
Yeah, I don't think that I really thought about what we got ourselves into until the end of it. And then I thought, oh my goodness, they've taped a lot of things. I really don't know how they're going to put it together. But I was really pleased, and it's interesting because it was our life, so you would think that I would know everything about it. But the way they clipped old footage of Gracie prior to her injury and now, I think they did a great job fulfilling lots of different aspects of Grace's life and about, you know, my life as a caregiver doesn't sound very exciting, but we try to make it as exciting as possible. But your population in Naples might be able to relate to that aspect of the film. And when we showed it here in Santa Barbara, we had 3 sold out shows, and the response from the audience was so positive that I thought, okay, this film really did function as a great conduit for building relationships and building a community of positivity, because I feel like, you know, Grace's personality and her aspirations are a spark for positivity, and it can grow in a community. So I'm hoping Naples feels that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gracie, obviously one of the main things that happens is sort of this frame of your big symphony that you wrote, and the symphonic piece. And I mean, on camera, it seems like it was, you were able to do it. It wasn't a big problem. But how hard was it? How long did it take you really to put that all together? And what was it like to be able to have that moment, to have your music being played by all those people on stage?
Yeah, so that piece actually started out as a piano piece, and I actually wasn't supposed to know about the show. My mom planned it as like a surprise with like a lot of groups that I'd performed in before, and it was supposed to be kind of a show like for me. But once I found out about it, I was like, no, I want to be a part of it. And so then I probably found out about it in August. And so I had like 2 months to orchestrate it for orchestra and then give it to the youth symphony. So yeah, that's kind of how it came about. But yeah, really.
So she pulled it together quickly and there's no secrets from Gracie, so I wasn't able to keep that secret, but it was a good thing that I didn't, because she made it much more amazing, and she's continued to do the showcase. This year will be her third show. She's gonna pre-record it and then show it on our local TV station. So it's her passion.
We did keep a secret, the Justin Hurwitz thing.
Oh.
She had no idea that that Justin was going to be there. Her idol, her mentor, now become her mentor. But so we did keep a secret from her. She didn't know about that.
True.
And was there the connection with Justin beforehand? Did somebody have a connection with Justin? It was.
Yeah. So actually, we met him through this process of getting rights to the La La Land song.
Okay.
That he wrote, because we wanted to show a video that I made to that song at the winter show. So yeah, I emailed him and I was like, I found his manager's email somewhere. I don't remember where, but he emailed me back within that same day, and he was like, yeah, of course, you can use it. And he showed the video to Damien Chazelle, which is the director also. So that was pretty cool.
And also one of the great things about Justin is that I hadn't thought beyond, okay, Justin's going to come over, we're going to surprise Gracie, and he's going to be playing La La Land on the piano her childhood piano where she first learned how to play. And I hadn't thought it beyond that. And then what, because that was what we wanted to film. Well, Justin didn't want to leave. He stayed the whole day. I mean, I thought he was going to spend the night. He gave her a master class in composing. He stayed for hours. He was just such a great guy, and they had such an amazing connection.
Yeah. And Gracie, you're at UCSB, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm at my 3rd year at UCSB.
And are you studying, what are you studying?
I'm studying music composition. Yeah, and my main professor there is someone that I've known for a while. We've gone to church together since I was young, so it's nice to have someone there that has known me for a long time. I think it just kind of has bridged a gap.
And so now that you've been involved in this, a feature film, you seem like you're interested in many different kinds of arts. Is there any interest in filmmaking, whether from a compositional standpoint, or you're going to start being a filmmaker as well to add to all your other accolades?
Maybe, yeah. I think film is really cool because it incorporates so many different kinds of art. And I definitely have a love of film also. So maybe, I don't know.
She actually is making a little one for the next Winter Music Showcase. She's making an animated short with her paintings to the song she wrote. So that would be considered a film, like a short one. So she's doing the art behind it, and then her children that she serves with special needs are doing, they're being a part of it too. They're a part of it too. They're drawing some pictures to be included. So you are doing one. Yeah.
There's nothing that Gracie can't do. I mean, she's so talented and such a hard worker. She just wants to eat the whole apple.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I just thought's amazing about your story is the foundation that you started, and the sort of giving back to the community that way. Can you talk a little bit about how that's going and what are maybe future plans with your foundation?
Yeah, so since the movie, we've incorporated a dance class, and that's something that we've continued to do throughout the pandemic, because we can have classes outside, and so we are still able to serve some girls that just, it's really their only outlet for activity, and they're still able to get together as friends that way too. So yeah.
Great. Yeah, I mean, speaking of the pandemic, I mean, I think that's, I have to say, as a viewer, in the context of the pandemic, seeing, I think we all have our good and bad days in that situation, and seeing your spirit and energy it's really such an inspiring story. I think for everyone, especially now, to see everything that you've done. So it's quite exciting. Now, for the future, Lynn, do you have what are your other? Do you have other filmmaking projects that you are in the works?
it's a little hard to make a film right now in the pandemic. So I, you know, 2 days after Gracie Symphony, I woke up Christmas morning with heart failure and respiratory failure.
Oh
And
no.
so the whole making of the movie, the whole like behind the scenes of how this movie was made is I was sick the whole year. And I would, if I had enough energy to get out of bed for an hour, that hour would be to go to Gracie's. And I would say, you know, she gets up every day and she does her music. And she was kind of my inspiration for getting back to health, because I would just want to be around her light. And it gave me energy to get well. But it was a long process. So yeah, this whole movie kind of lifted us all up. So I'm well now, but I have to be really, really careful during the pandemic that I don't get sick again. So I'm not sure what my next thing is. You know, we're still basking in the glow of this, and you know, would love to get it out to as many people as possible. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, I thought, oh, well, this is perfect. Of course, Netflix and Amazon and everybody are going to show this, because it is, you know, there's nothing depressing about this film. It shows, you know, what the human spirit is capable of. And I think in this time of pandemic, we all need to see that, because we're all being tasked to live a different kind of a life. And, but at the beginning, Amazon or Netflix said, you know, we want escapism. We want Tiger King. We don't want, you know, somebody who had an illness. But I've talked to them, and it's not about an illness. It's about the human spirit and indomitable Gracie. So I still would like to get it out there to, I think, you know, we're going to be in this pandemic for a while, this lockdown, and I would like to get it out to as many people as possible. So if you're listening, Mr. Netflix, so I don't have another plan right now. I'm a writer as well. So I'm writing some things, but I'm not working on another film right now.
And Debbie and Gracie, what are your upcoming plans?
Well, I'm still in school, so I'm studying via Zoom, and then I'm still planning my third winter showcase, and so doing art for that, finishing up the animation and finishing up the piece that I wrote for that.
Do you think that you'd like to become a professional composer? Is that sort of a goal at this point, or are you still undecided about which direction you want to go?
Yeah, I'm still a little bit undecided, I guess. I just want to make the best music that I can, and whatever comes out of that, I'll be happy with, as long as I'm just putting my best work forward. So.
Great.
Age 22, it's hard to have it all figured out, but I'm like, you've done a lot for 22, so you know, trying to keep up with her, so trying to help her to get her goals. And I'm grateful that I was a physical therapist for 20 years before this happened, and I'm grateful that I don't need to work in that capacity, so I can care for Grace to kind of sustain what she's doing. It's good.
Yeah. Right. Well, I really can't thank you enough for spending some time with us. Like I said, it's an inspiring story. It is I think it's an important story right now, as you said, during this COVID epidemic. It's just to see your perseverance and really what art can do, I think, to help change lives. So thank you for sharing that message, and we look forward to many, many more wonderful concerts and productions for you in the future.
Thank you so much for having us be a part of it.
Great. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're really honored to be a part of this festival. I've heard such wonderful things about this festival, and this is one that I definitely would have been at if we could have been. My husband was raised in Fort Lauderdale, so it would have been a great excuse to go back there.
Well, yes, that we would love to have you out, because I know, as we were saying earlier, that Artis Naples as a multidisciplinary organization with the orchestra and the art museum and the film festival all together in the same place. We believe in what the arts can do, and having a film like this that you see on the screen, your perseverance and how art can be a part of that is just wonderful. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.